Meanwhile, the European Union has accused Ireland of providing what amounts to, quote, state aid to Apple in the form of tax breaks. In a letter, the EU suggested a deal struck between Ireland and Apple back in 1990 breaches competition laws. Sandra Gathmann reports from Brussels.
In a revealing letter to Irish authorities, the European Union spells out its claim that Apple and Ireland negotiated a tax deal as far back as 1990. Brussels says it has evidence of early conversations where both parties agreed to a preferential tax rate, motivated in part by Apple's creation of domestic jobs in tax-friendly Ireland, the headquarters of its European operations. According to the EU, that kind of help constitutes state aid, which goes against competition rules. But Ireland said there was no preferential agreement given to Apple that wasn't offered to other companies as well. Meanwhile, Apple have issued their own statement in response, saying, "Our success in Europe and around the world is the result of hard work and innovation by our employees, not any special arrangements with the government. Apple has received no selective treatment from Irish officials over the years." But the EU also argues that Ireland has been taxing Apple on the basis of its operating costs, not its sales.
If you look, according to the Commission, at the period 2009 to 2012, the sales have increased by a factor of more than 400%, whereas the operating costs of Apple's Irish subsidiaries apparently have increased only by 10 to 20%. And so this is one of the reasons why the Commission seems to consider that using the operating costs instead of another method undervalues the amount of profit that should be taxed.
Apple's case is part of a wider EU tax deal probe that began last June, which also includes questionable arrangements for carmaker Fiat in Luxembourg and the coffee chain Starbucks in the Netherlands.
It's well known that some multinationals are using tax planning strategies to reduce their global tax burden. These aggressive tax planning practices erode the tax bases in our member states.
If the EU Commission concludes Apple has escaped required taxes, Brussels could demand that Ireland force the company to repay it billions of dollars. That decision could hurt Ireland's efforts to continue attracting foreign business. Sandra Gathmann, CCTV, Brussels.